I did the lighting a little bit different here. I turned my light bar things to my behind, and then I did the camera settings a little different. I got like a lot of light coming at my face. Just a little different, I guess, to see if it fixes whatever problem I keep seeing. That doesn't even matter. I've gotten like a comment or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or even 7 or maybe like 40 that I should do these Krispy Kreme donuts. This is like, so I live very far from the actual restaurant or the actual Krispy Kreme place. You know, I would like to get them fresh from the actual place, but that shit's like 20 miles away. And like, look, this channel's doing good, but it's not doing good enough for me to go 20 miles for a video. I'm not going 20 miles for some donuts. But I did see that they had these at Walmart like a couple months ago, and then I went to Walmart and they weren't there, because if you've ever tried to use Walmart's website to try to find stuff, it's very annoying and it swaps locations, and I was at the wrong Walmart, so I didn't get them that time, and then I did get them another time at Target, and then I waited too long because I didn't realize these are a ticking time bomb, and then they got kind of bad, and I even like started recording the video, but then I took one bite and it was terrible and just like not stale, but it was in that direction, so I threw it out and didn't do the video. And then I was at my Kroger, which I didn't know had these donuts, and I was at the self-checkout, already just finished checking out, and some chick walked past me with a box of them, and I'm like, oh god damn it, I could have got them, and I didn't go back. But then I got these the other day when I went to the store to pick up the things for the cake video, so we've got a thing of these here. It is 11:03 p.m. on June 20th. These have the date on them for June 21st, which means in 57 minutes from now they're going to explode into a big ball of fire and viciously kill me as I sit here, so I need to eat them before midnight. It's really weird looking at myself without the light shining on my face. I'm very used to one side or the other of my face being encapsulated in light. But I think the background being multicolored is kind of cool. It's a little bit uneven, but that's okay. This box is very weird in how it wants to like open. It doesn't like bend back very easily. It's kind of bizarre. So the options that we have here, I think this is fairly self-explanatory, but at the bottom, 2 glazed donuts, because I guess like a glazed donuts are their specialty, or so I've heard. Genuinely don't know. Then we got chocolate sprinkle donut, chocolate donut, Boston cream pie donut up in the top left, and then pink, I would assume strawberry frosting sprinkle donut. Pretty solid batch of stuff. Been doing a handful of donuts lately. That's what we've got. That is going to be my first meal of the day at, again, 11:05 p.m. That's not true, actually. I did snack on some chips earlier, but that's about it. I mean, you know what they say. What good are donuts without some Diet Coke? Am I right? They say that. My throat still kind of hurts from yesterday. I said in yesterday's video, like last night, I like squealed while playing a game, and it hurt my throat. And it's still kind of in that territory, but that's alright. I think we gotta start with the obvious. Wow, yep, these are glazed alright. Chocolate donut with the sprinkles, of course, sprinkles. Looks about as good as it gets, to be honest, when it comes to a chocolate sprinkle donut, I think. Although I guess you do kind of exchange some of the frosting for the glaze, right? Because that's not a lot of frosting, but there's even a little bubble on there of chocolate, but that's cool. Alright, shall we? is a very carbonated cup of Diet Coke. A lot of bubbling going on. That was a good start, donut-wise. My hand is a little sticky still. I didn't, but my napkins are like just on the other side of the box, out of reach, but that's okay. I did put these in the fridge since I bought them like 2 days ago, yesterday morning, 2 days ago. I don't remember, 2 days ago. So their freshness was a bit preserved, and they're a bit, they're cold. I like the sweet stuff to be cold. I gave it a good little bit of an extra kind of bite. It wasn't the softest bite, so it didn't stay as quiet as a normal soft donut would for audio purposes. Just saying words at this point, just saying words. What do I want to do next is the question. Do I do a regular glazed one? I think I'll do a regular glazed one next, yeah. Oh boy, that is sticky and wet with glaze, and it makes my hand this is just I don't like this stuff on my hands, but you know what? It is what it is. Pretty solid. I'd say that was actually pretty good, like glaze flavor, but it's like not enough for me, you know what I mean? Like the inside of the donut is a pretty normal donut flavor, but it's a little bit bland. It like kind of just leaves you wanting a bit more oomph to the flavor or the sweetness in one like that, in my opinion. It's still good though, but I guess it's just missing, the frosting and the sprinkles or cream filling or whatever, So I have like this theory, or it's not much of a theory. It's just, if you've been on the channel since like the start, you know that the person above me has been pretty loud and annoying ever since I've moved in here, which was about a year ago. Nothing too outrageous, because again, I personally don't mind these noises if I'm not trying to record a video. I don't give a shit otherwise. It does not matter to me. But, it gets to a point where it's like, okay, I can't record a video or something. Or it used to. It doesn't really as much because I've moved the setup. But from what I knew before, is the people that lived above me, I believed it was a family of 4, dad, mom, and 2 kids. I didn't know like the specifics of the kids though. I thought it maybe was just one kid, because I feel like I only saw one kid out and about, like a 13, 14-year-old girl maybe. Not somebody that's like in early education math. I don't remember seeing a kid that's like age like 6 or 7, 8, I really don't see people outside these apartments that often. When I go outside, of course I go outside for like 5 seconds a day, but but aside from like, the guy does like drumming up above my head, which is, again, I don't care, but it comes in the video, that's a problem. And like what really got to me was that he would yell at his kid over math problems. And I've got this like on video where he's like screaming, count by sixes, blah blah blah, mocking his kid, etc. We've gone over this before. So I'm assuming like there was also a kid that was of the age where that math would be being taught to them, right? So I assumed he had a second kid other than this, because whatever girl I was seeing, she's not that age. But I have not heard that person or that kind of encounter in a while. I heard it like once in the last like 4 months, and it was like a week or so ago, I think, briefly, but I haven't heard it a lot. And I know that he's got like another dog, but like outside of the apartment, I've only really seen him in the last however long. I know my dad one time saw him, his wife, and the kids, or kid, I don't remember, but I've only really seen him outside. And he's been getting up early in the morning lately, doing a lot of drumming. Some days, at first it was like 8 in the morning, and I was like, alright, that's kind of early to be doing that, but alright. Then it was like 7 in the morning yesterday, actually it was today, 6 in the morning even, doing drumming above my head. And again, I personally don't care, it is just inconsiderate in general, but but I started to have this theory where, He's been doing a lot more loud music up there. Got another dog. I haven't heard much talking and yelling at anyone else. I haven't seen the kid outside in forever. I see the guy outside. He's kind of a bummier looking guy. No disrespect to anybody that's, in a similar situation to this, but you're a guy that's definitely in like your mid 40s. You got 2 kids and you're living in an apartment. You're not in the best financial situation, I would assume, or you're not where you'd want to be in life. I think that motherfucker might have got divorced. I think she might have left his ass and took the kids or something, bro, because I don't see the kids around here. I don't hear the kids around here. It seems like he's kind of doing his own thing a little bit more. And if that's the case, because that motherfucker, the way that dude yelled at his kid is just fucking despicable. Just fucking pathetic. Just miserable. Anyway. So I kind of just went on that tangent there. That's just my update on that guy. He be drumming a fuck ton. Early in the morning. I never see him leave the apartment to go to work. I saw him leave the apartment the other day. He had like a big bin of stuff. So either he's in the process of moving out, but I kind of doubt that, honestly. But I don't see him go to work. I don't hear him go to work. I don't know. He might just be like on like government assistance. These are cheap apartments. He could easily be working from home, of course, as well. But I don't know. But I feel like his family might have left him, and I really fucking hope they did. So random drama, D-R-A-M-A, drama. How about some more colorful donuts? What do we want to do next? We already did. I think we gotta go pink sprinkly, right? Pink sprinkly donut. Pink donut time. Pink sprinkly donut. Look at that. Look at that donut. Looks pretty solid. This shoulder never ceases to pop when I do that movement. Wow. I know I acknowledged that this was a strawberry donut. I did not expect it to actually be that strawberry. That kind of caught me off guard how strongly strawberry that was. I think I had a pink donut from Dunkin' Donuts like a week ago, right? And it wasn't that strawberry-ish. I don't remember, but not this strawberry. That's a strong flavor. I don't love it, but what am I gonna complain after I just said that the glazed donut didn't have enough flavor? Now I got too much flavor, That sounds like acceptable parking lot behavior. I wasn't even that hungry. I'm kind of surprised I'm getting through these the way that I am. They are good, and you know me, I don't love my sweet stuff. These are not filling at all. Like, why am I still... I thought I was going to have to split this into 2 parts and record more later or something. Think we'll do one more. Obviously, it's got to be the Boston cream filled donut. A sprinkle just fell in the middle crack of my table. Don't want that to happen. Oh, I made it worse. All right. It's got the crumbs of like sprinkles on the bottom of it. This looks very nice, very nice. Shall we? That is good. The chocolate layer was so firm that it cracked When I took that bite, it cracked. Look at that. Really good. And it's a really, really good cream cold. It's actually really, really good. Yeah, that was actually phenomenal. That was my favorite one. I'm not always big on the cream-filled stuff, but that was a really good cream. Really good all around. I'm surprised I didn't actually need any more Diet Coke out of those. Those weren't like the most thirst-quenching donuts. Kind of interesting. That was actually really good though. I'm impressed with those. It's a lot better than the last batch that I had. That was like, you know, already basically stale. But Ty had commented so many times on different videos to do this, to do the Krispy Kreme, that when you go into your YouTube analytics, they're like AI-ifying the whole thing, and like there's a lot of AI chat things that show up and tell you things, right? There's this box that shows up and it tells you, it tells you things about your recent channel performance, and it said things, oh, your views are doing great with these branded food items and blah blah blah. Viewers really, really, really want you to do Krispy Kreme is what it says. All because of Ty's one fucking comment that he leaves on every goddamn video. Viewers really want you to do Krispy Kreme videos. So that's funny. That's how much he had been asking. It is seeped into the system itself. Yeah. All right. 4, I think, is a good place to stop. Though I don't want to do 2 more. I'm still hungry, but I'll save that for maybe some other food in a couple of hours for another video. Might be doing another home ovened meal tonight for a video. Haven't done too many of those lately. At least not for videos. I've been eating here sometimes, but yeah. Hopefully this video is not too short, but I do say that a lot. They usually aren't. I've been trying to not make them as long as they are, but I've talked so much in the last few videos, they're like all like 40 minutes long, which is a lot. That's a lot of time. A lot of time to edit those too, but I've only been recording for 37 minutes so far, so hopefully this video will be a nice little 20-minute-ish video, I would assume. Yeah, I hope that this lighting, like, kind of, I don't know if this, like, fixes my problem necessarily with the YouTube compression. I tried to upload yesterday's video. It says, even if you record in 1080p, if you export your video when you edit it in 4K, it forces YouTube to use a higher tier compression thing, and the quality of your video should be a smidge better. I don't know if it'll make a difference, but I do have a bit less black going on. The black background is not black, it's colored. I'm a bit more bright box and stuff. There's still some prominent dark colors here that might get a little bit blurry, but I think without the high concentration of the color on my face and stuff like I usually have, that makes things kind of fuzzy looking. I don't know jack shit about shit, so we'll just wing it and see what happens. I like when my hair does this sometimes, but it's too hard to do it consistently. I don't make it do it, it kind of just happens. Alright, anyway, I'm gonna mosey on out of here. Good little, short, little, nice, sweet video. Been doing a lot of sweet stuff this last week. Almost had another crumble video coming too, but I decided to hold off for a little bit. Anyway, nice rest of your Father's Day and whatnot, or whatever day you see this on.